This is an island that does not merely exist in the geography of the Mediterranean, it anchors it. It is a place where the weight of history is felt in the dust of the streets, and where the resilience of its people is as quiet and constant as the volcano that watches over them. This is the story of Sicily. To understand this land, you must first understand its shape. The ancients called it Trinacria, the three-pointed star, representing the triangular landmass that sits at the very crossroads of the Mediterranean. It is the largest island in this sea, positioned like a stepping stone between Europe and Africa, a geographical reality that has dictated its destiny for millennia. With Palermo as its historic capital, this island is home to over 4.5 million people. Yet, to speak of Sicily as a single entity is to miss its complexity. It is a tapestry of microregions, where a valley of dry clay hills can quickly give way to jagged limestone cliffs, and where the fertile black soil of the east seems a world away from the sun-bleached shores of the west. When you walk through its towns, you begin to realize that this is not just a province of Italy. It is a distinct continent in miniature, possessing its own language, its own rhythm, and a culture carved out by waves of civilizations that came, conquered, settled, and eventually dissolved into the local soil. Nature here is not a passive backdrop. It is an active, often unpredictable character in daily life. Dominated by the immense presence of Mount Etna, the island's landscape is constantly being shaped and reshaped by forces deep beneath the earth. Etna is Europe's tallest active volcano, a living giant whose black ash periodically coats the streets of Catania and fertilizes the surrounding plains. Further north, the volcanic story continues out at sea, where the Aeolian Islands, including Stromboli and Vulcano, rise from the deep blue waters like smoking chimneys. These islands are reminders of the Earth's raw power, yet they also offer a profound silence, isolated from the frantic pace of the modern world. Inland, the rivers like the Salso and Cimto cut through dry valleys, running low in the scorching summer months when the Sirocco wind blows hot and dry from the Sahara. Yet, in the mountain ranges of the Madoni and Nebrodi, heavy winter snows are common, offering a stark contrast to the sun-baked beaches just an hour's drive away. As the sun climbs higher, the daily rhythm of the Sicilian community begins to unfold. In the coastal villages, the first catch of the day has already arrived. At the local harbor, fishermen in thick woolen sweaters, despite the rising warmth, unload crates of silver sardines and deep red prawns, their voices carrying over the sound of waves lapping against wooden docks. In the towns, the heavy wooden shutters of limestone homes are thrown open to let in the morning air. You hear the distinct clatter of ceramic cups against saucers from the corner cafe, accompanied by the rich, bittersweet aroma of freshly brewed espresso. In Sicily, life is not lived behind closed doors. It is lived in the public square, the piazza, which serves as the communal living room of every village and city. Here, relationships are nurtured through simple, daily interactions. Neighbors call out to each other from balconies, and friends gather on stone benches to discuss everything from the weather to local politics. You begin to notice that the concept of family extends far beyond biological boundaries. The neighborhood is a protective web where everyone is watched over and where the joys and hardships of one household are shared by all. It is a social fabric woven from centuries of interdependence, where survival often depended on mutual support. This deep sense of community brings a quiet comfort to daily existence. In an increasingly disconnected world, the Sicilian neighborhood offers a reminder of what it means to belong to a place and to a people where you are never truly alone, for better or for worse. To walk through Sicily is to walk through a living museum of human migration. Phoenicians, Greeks, Romans, Arabs, Normans, and Spaniards have all left their footprints here. This is not history confined to textbooks. It is integrated into the very fabric of daily life. You see it in the towering Doric columns of Agrigento, standing silent among ancient olive trees, and in the Arabic Norman architecture of Palermo's cathedrals. The language spoken here is a testament to this complex heritage. While Italian is the official tongue, the Sicilian language coexists alongside it. It is a rich, expressive dialect containing words borrowed from Greek, Arabic, French, and Spanish, acting as an oral archive of the island's past. This historical layering has created a unique cultural identity. Sicilians do not view themselves merely as residents of a region. They are the keepers of an ancient, complex heritage that has survived earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and foreign invasions, emerging with a profound sense of self. Making a living on this island has always required adaptability. In the fertile valleys surrounding Mount Etna, agriculture remains the heartbeat of the economy. Here, workers harvest bright orange citrus fruits, green pistachios from Bront, and olives that will be pressed into thick, fragrant oil. Viticulture is another pillar of local life. Sicily's volcanic soil and intense sunshine produce wines of exceptional character. In the vineyards of Etna and the western plains of Marsala, generations of winemakers tend to native grape varieties like Nero d'Avola and Caricante, blending traditional methods with modern techniques. Yet physical labor here is demanding, and the economic landscape is not without its challenges. The island's average income remains lower than that of northern Italy, and finding stable, long-term employment is a constant struggle for many. It is a reality that infuses the local work ethic with a mixture of determination and pragmatic patience. While the natural beauty of the island is undeniable, everyday life carries its own financial realities. Housing in the smaller, inland villages is remarkably affordable, with some historic homes available for modest sums, reflecting the demographic shift away from rural areas. However, maintaining these ancient stone structures requires significant effort and resources. In the larger cities like Palermo and Catania, the cost of living rises, yet it remains relatively modest compared to Northern European standards. Fresh, locally sourced food is accessible and inexpensive at the bustling open-air markets, where a few euros can purchase a basket of seasonal vegetables and fresh fish. However, these low costs are balanced by economic limitations. Utility expenses can be high, and access to certain public services can be slow and bureaucratic. For those who choose to live here, wealth is often measured not by accumulation, but by the quality of daily life and the richness of their immediate surroundings. In Sicily, food is not merely sustenance. It is a cultural archive and an act of love. Every dish tells a story of cultural exchange. Consider the arancino, a fried rice ball filled with meat ragu or cheese, its rice and saffron tracing back to Arab rule, while its tomato filling speaks of Spanish imports from the New World. Then there is pasta alla norma, a simple yet profound combination of pasta, sweet tomatoes, fried eggplant, and salty ricotta salata, named after the famous opera by Catania-born composer Vincenzo Bellini. It is a dish that celebrates the simplicity of local ingredients, cooked with patience and respect. Desserts are perhaps the ultimate expression of the Sicilian sweet tooth. From the crisp shell of a cannolo filled with fresh sheep's milk ricotta to the refreshing cool of a lemon granita, enjoyed with a brioche bun on a hot summer morning, sweet flavors are woven into the fabric of celebrations and daily rituals alike. Navigating Sicily is an exercise in adjusting your expectations of time. The island's mountainous interior has historically made travel between major centers a slow endeavor. Winding roads snake through steep valleys, offering breathtaking views but requiring focused attention and patience from drivers. While modern highways now connect the major coastal cities, the rail network is a mix of high-speed aspirations and older, slower lines that wind through small towns. For many, the daily commute involves navigating these historic routes, where the journey itself becomes a lesson in slow observation. At sea, busy ports like Messina and Palermo connect the island to the Italian mainland and the wider world. The Strait of Messina, a narrow body of water separating Sicily from Calabria, remains a bustling maritime highway, crossed daily by ferries carrying cars, trains, and people who look out across the water, suspended between two worlds. This ongoing migration has created a global diaspora, but it also leaves many island towns quiet, populated largely by older generations. Those young people who do choose to stay are often entrepreneurs, finding creative ways to leverage the island's rich agricultural and tourism potential through digital connectivity and sustainable practices. As the fierce heat of the afternoon sun begins to soften, the island undergoes a gentle transformation. The streets, quiet during the midday rest, come alive once more. This is the hour of the passeggiata, the evening stroll. Families, couples, and friends walk slowly through the main streets, dressed neatly, exchanging greetings as they walk. In the public parks and coastal promenades, children run and play, while the sounds of laughter and conversation echo off the stone walls. In the cities, sports bars fill with fans watching local football clubs, their shared passion bringing a vibrant energy to the evening. To love Sicily is to accept its vulnerabilities. The island faces significant environmental and infrastructural challenges. Water scarcity is a persistent issue in the drier central and southern provinces, where hot summers put immense pressure on local reservoirs and farming communities. The heavy footfall of mass tourism, while vital for the economy, also poses a challenge to the preservation of delicate ecosystems and historic town centers. Balancing the economic benefits of visitors with the need to protect the authenticity of local life is a delicate, ongoing negotiation. In the face of economic hardship, natural unpredictability, and the pull of distant opportunities, a central question remains: why do people choose to stay, and why do those who leave constantly yearn to return? The answer is not found in statistics, but in the quiet moments of connection that define daily life here. It is the physical connection to a piece of land that your ancestors farmed, knowing that the olive trees you harvest were planted by hands that shared your name. It is the comfort of walking down a street where your history is known and where your presence is acknowledged with a simple nod or a warm smile. People stay because they understand that life is not merely a race toward material accumulation. Here, the value of a day is measured by the warmth of the sun on your face, the quality of the food shared with loved ones, and the profound peace of watching the sun sink into the sea, knowing you are exactly where you belong. As the last light of day fades from the sky, Mount Etna becomes a dark silhouette against a canvas of stars. The Mediterranean Sea, calm and silent, continues to brush against the shore, carrying the rhythm that has shaped generations of lives on this island. Living here is a lesson in patience and perspective. It is a reminder that empires rise and fall, and that the modern anxieties of our fast-paced world can dissolve when confronted with the timeless presence of stone, sea, and sky. Sicily asks you to slow down, to listen to the whispers of history in the wind, and to find beauty in the simple, uncomplicated truths of human connection. Perhaps the true meaning of home is not a place where life is easy, but a place that holds your story, anchors your spirit, and connects you to something larger than yourself. In this corner of the world, that anchor is forged in volcanic rock and tempered by the salt of the sea. If this journey has brought you a little closer to the heart of Sicily, consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with others who appreciate the quiet beauty of our world's diverse cultures and places. Thank you for watching, and until our next journey.